students, I'm Aanchal Sharma, your educator for paper 1. We have been discussing questions related to environment and the explanations related to it. Today also we'll be discussing few questions related to the topic air pollution and we'll see the explanations. So this is the very first question that I have, and it is a very simple question. The first is the list given to you that are the air pollutants, and the next list is the effects that we have of these pollutants. So we have chlorofluorocarbons. So we have the chlorofluorocarbons, then we have the sulfur dioxide, then we have lead compounds, and then we have carbon dioxide. This is the effect list that we have. This is the air. First is your acid rain, then we have depletion in the ozone layer in the atmosphere, then we have the topmost contribution to the greenhouse effect, and then we have the harms of, or it is harmful to the human nervous system. So what would be the correct answer? And I'm pretty sure that everyone would know the answer also. This is C, the right answer. That means A would be joined with 2. That is, the chlorofluorocarbons are the cause of the depletion of the ozone layer, and we have to minimize the usage of the chlorofluorocarbons. Then we have sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is the biggest contributor to the acid rain. Then we have lead compounds. Lead is the most toxic substance suspended in the nature, and it will cause the harm effects on your nervous system. Then we have carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is the topmost contributor to the greenhouse effect. Right. Now let us see the explanation further. We have the chlorofluorocarbons that will damage the ozone layer. How? Because additionally it is going to increase the temperature in the atmosphere. So additionally harm, you can say harm is being done to the atmosphere and the layer because additional warming of the Earth's lower surface is done. So these CFCs and these HCFs are basically altering the global temperature. Then we have sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, which stands for SO2, is highly reactive gas, and these are toxic substances. They are colorless in nature, and they also have a very pungent smell. So few things you should remember about SO2. The chemical reaction of the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides when released in the air will cause what? It will contribute to the making of the acid rain. Then lead compounds, immediately these compounds are suspended in the nature, and the suspension of these compounds will cause harmful effects to the central nervous system. It can even cause death. So immediately they are suspended. These are the suspended particles in the atmosphere, and they can cause damage to the brain, the central nervous system, and high exposure levels can cause unconsciousness or death sometimes. Then we have carbon dioxide. So burning of these fossil fuels or the incomplete combustion of the fossil fuels can cause the release of the carbon dioxide. So we see that these carbon dioxide are emitted, and this carbon dioxide becomes the topmost contributor to the greenhouse effect. Right? So this becomes your correct answer. Then we have another question. The rain is termed as acid rain when the pH value is what? The pH value is between 1 to 3, less than 5.6, 5.6 to 7.0, or it is more than 7. So what would be the correct answer? The correct answer would be B, that means less than 5.6. So whenever the pH value is less than 5.6, it will be an acid rain. How? Let us see the explanation. So precipitation that can contain a lot of elements that are harmful in nature, that are acidic in nature, will make what? This will make, or these are referred to as your acid rain. So these acid elements present in the rain will make the precipitation acid in nature. These acid rain or these acid disposition is a broad term that may include all these acids that are present there. So this is the precipitation with the acidic compounds such as the sulfuric and the nitric acids that can fall either in the dry form or in the wet form. So these can form on the ground or fall on the ground in the form of wet or dry forms. Acid rain can also be in a lot of forms. It can be in the form of the rain, snow, fog, or hail, or even dust storms can also be called as acidic in nature. So there was also one PYQ that was asked, at which time, in which year you will find, or in which weather you will find more amount of smog present. So what is smog? So the word smog, this is a compound that is formed when there is pollution plus fog. So pollution plus fog will make smog, and this is very prevalent in your winter time because fog hum tabhi dekhte hain, right? So this is how all of these acid substances can be created. So on the pH scale, the 7.0 point is called as your neutral, while your acids and your bases, so the alkalinity and the acids, are at the topmost or the extreme corners. So the substances of the pH scale from 0.7, 0 being the most alkyne in nature and greater than 7 are the one that are acidic in nature. Right? So they are most acidic in nature. How is this rain called as acid rain? This rain, since the carbon dioxide, CO2, dissolved in the rain generates weak carbonic acids. Normal rain has a pH value of 5.6, making it somewhat acidic, and your acid rain has a pH value that is between or you can say your acid rain is somewhat between 4.2 to 4.4, right? So it is whenever you have less than 5.6 pH value, it is acidic in nature. Then this is the list. This is the air quality index. So we have this index given here, and these are the colors. So air quality index works on this slogan that there will be one color and there would be, you can say one color, one value and one description that is given to it. So we have to match the descriptions that are given, that is the air quality index, with the color codes that are associated with it. So we have 0 to 50, we have 101 to 200, 201 to 300, 301 to 400. What would be the correct color code to be matched with? So the right answer is B for us. Now let us match it first. So the right answer is B, and now this is also doable, and you can also do it if you don't even know the colors. How? I'll tell you. So 0 to 50, we know that this is favorably good, so we should associate it with the green color. We know that go green is a symbol that yes, everything is going hale and hearty. Then there is 0.1 or 101 to 200. So 101 and to 200, this is somewhat acidic in nature. We know that in this bracket we can have a rain that can be acidic, we can have air quality that can be with a lot of pollution there. So what is it? So we have B, that is to be matched with one that is yellow in color. But now of course, the amount of substances that are suspended in the air is increasing. So the color will also become darker. So we'll match it with 4, and hence at the end we'll match it with red. So there are few index and we can match it with the color. Also, if you just match D, then also you can reach to the right answer, or if you just match A, then also at least you can come to the right answer. Let us now read it. So in 2014, the Government of India launched the National Air Quality Index to measure the air quality, and it ties to the town with the slogan that there would be one number, one color and one description. So air quality index is basically a statistical measure, a statistical way to measure how the contaminated your air is, how contaminated the air would become in the future also. So air quality index, AQI, is a statistical index that would indicate how contaminated the air is now and will become in the future. So we have this table, and you should learn this table because they can ask it again. So we have color, and this is the range that we have, and these are the colors. So we have green, then yellow, then orange, then red, then purple, and then maroon. And what is the description and the health concerns that we see? It is good, the air is good, then it becomes moderate, then it becomes unhealthy for the sensitive group. It can be for young children and for adults. Then it is becoming unhealthy, and then it is becoming very unhealthy, and at the end, associated with the maroon color, it is becoming most toxic and hazardous in nature. So there is some additional information. So air actually monitors, the air quality index monitors some air quality compounds or some contaminations that are present here. So these are what? These are the particulate matters. These are PM10 and PM 2.5. So particulate matters are small substances associated or suspended in the air, which are very toxic to breathe. So these PM 2.5 are very small and cannot be seen with the naked eyes, while PM 10 can still be seen with the naked eyes. So which is more harmful? PM 2.5 is more harmful. We have nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, we have carbon monoxide, we have ozone, then we have ammonia, and then we have PB, that is lead, right? Okay, so we have another question now. So one of the following components is not considered by the environmental pollution assessment, which is the EPA of US, to calculate the air quality index. Which of these are not seen in the air quality index, being the pollutant? So which is not associated there? Carbon dioxide, ground level ozone, we have particulate matters, and we have sulfur dioxide. So we have just seen the explanation, and we know that carbon dioxide is not there present in the air quality index. So the air quality index, that is the AQI, is an index for reopening or for reporting and seeing that yes, the air is here being in a very bad state, right? So this is reporting index, which says that the air quality on the daily basis is getting deteriorated or is it healthy. On a daily basis, we'll measure it. It is going to measure how the air pollution affects one's health within a short period of time. The purpose of AQI is to help the people know how the local air quality impacts the health. The higher the AQI value, the greater would be the level of air pollution and greater would be the health concerns. So the AQI quickly disseminates the air quality information in real time. So what is happening? We are here calculating that how bad is the quality of our air, how bad we know that the air is getting, and how severely it is going to impact the health of the people. So we saw here, this is basically the health concerns. So we saw whenever we are from 0 to 50, it is associated with green color and the health of the people is good. It is not affecting them a lot. Then it becomes moderate when we are from 51 to 100. It is associated with the yellow color, as I told you. But as you see, it becomes hazardous and it is going to impact the health of the people. So what is AQI doing? AQI is here reporting that yes, there are few components that are present in the air, and these components are going to deteriorate the health of the people that are present there. So it is going to give you information in the real time scenarios. So the Environmental Protection Agency, that is EPA, calculates the AQI for 5 major pollutants that we have and for which the national air quality standards have been established. We see that there is ground level ozone, there is the particulate matters, and it can be PM 2.5 or it can be PM 10, it can be carbon monoxide, it can be sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxides also. So these are what? These are few substances which are included in this AQI index, and it can cause a lot of problem to the humans that are breathing it. So the air quality index, as I told you, will give you the description for it and the color associated, and the bar is also given. So we have the slogan. So basically these are the compounds and carbon dioxide is not included in it. So we have ground level ozone, then we have what? We have the particulate matters. So the ground level ozone is very harmful. This is also one PYQ. So the ozone layer, in the ozone that is there in the stratospheric layer, that is important for us, that is healthy, and we have to protect it, right? So ozone, we have to protect it from getting depleted. But this ground level ozone is included in the AQI. It is one substance that has to be deteriorated, that has to be extremely abolished because it is making the air deteriorated, right? Then we have the particulate matters. These particulate matters 2.5 are the ones that can be seen with your naked eye, that cannot be seen with your naked eyes. They can go into your respiratory tracts and can cause a lot of problem like bronchitis and other problems associated with breathing and breathing disorders. Then we have PM10, these can be seen with your naked eyes but are still harmful, like dry soot, and these can affect a lot of problems. It can actually create a lot of problems in the human body. Then we have carbon monoxide, we have sulfur dioxide and nitrogen. So let us see. The good, that is 0 to 50, has a minimum impact on the people, and then we have the satisfactory level. It may cause minor breathing difficulties to the sensitive people. It is ranging from 51 to 100. Then we have moderately polluted, that is 0.1 to 200. It may cause breathing difficulties in people with lung diseases. There can be asthmatic patients that can be there can be discomfort to these kind of people. It can be discomfort with the people who have heart diseases. It can be it can also make adult and the children uncomfortable also. Then we have poor health, and this is from 201 to 300. It can cause serious breathing problems to people, and in prolonged exposure it can also create heart diseases. Right? Then we have very poor, and it is from 301 to 400. It may cause respiratory illness in people on prolonged exposure. Effect may be more pronounced on people with the diseases that are related to lung and heart diseases. So whenever these people are already suffering with heart diseases and lung diseases, then of course this very poor air can cause a lot of problem. Then we have severe, and at the severe we have your 400 or 401 to 200, and it can cause serious problems and respiratory issues, and in healthy people it can also cause problems. So it may cause respiratory issues in the healthy people also, and serious health issues in people with lung and health diseases. So difficulty may be experienced when during the light physical activity that is done. So these people who are very healthy, because of the severe conditions of the air, can also be hit by all of these things. Now here I have some extra information, because we find these questions are definitely asked in the paper. So there are some primary pollutants and there are some secondary pollutants. So you should know what all are the primary pollutants and what is secondary pollutants. So primary pollutants are those pollutants that are directly present in the air and can cause a lot of problem, while secondary pollutants are the one that are compounds. So you mix two things together, so like the acids and the fog was mixed to make smog. So this is how you mix two of these compounds or acid compounds together, and that can lead to creation of the secondary pollutants. So first of all, how can you see that these pollutants are generated? So it can be some natural sources like volcanic eruptions, it can be mobile sources, it can be the transportation can be a problem, or the factories, the stationary sources can contribute to all of these gases. So we have CO, CO2, we have PM, that is the particulate matter, we have SO2, NO, NO2, and almost all the hydrocarbons and the suspended particles. All of these are what? They are the primary pollutants. While on the other hand, when you have SO3, NHO3, and all of these compounds when mixed together become the secondary pollutants. So this is a difference that is important for you, hence I brought it today. So these are the primary pollutants and these are secondary pollutants. So primary pollutants are emitted directly from the source, while secondary pollutants are not emitted directly from the source but are formed due to the chemical reactions. They are formed due to the chemical reactions that are observed. Then they are found in the atmosphere in the form they are emitted. So they are directly emitted and they are the direct source of pollution. But all of these secondary sources are the products of the chemical reaction between the atmospheric constituents and the primary pollutants. Right? So The secondary pollutants are not emitted directly from the source but are formed by these chemical reactions. So ash, smoke, dust, oxides of carbon and sulfur and nitrogen are some of the primary pollutants that can cause a lot of problem. While SO3, O3 and ketones and hydrogen chloride are some of the secondary pollutants that are not as it is present in the atmosphere, but they are compounds of few toxic substances that we had, right? So this is one thing that you should know whenever you study about your air pollution. Now what you should study, you should also study about the VOCs, right? You should study about PM more, and you should also study about all of these primary pollutants and the diseases caused because of them. Like lead can cause what? Lead can cause damage to your nervous system. So you should know what can be the direct impact of all of these pollutants. You should also know the difference between the primary pollutants and the secondary pollutants. So primary pollutants are directly present in the air, while secondary pollutants are compounds or the chemical reactions of the primary pollutants that are present. So two primary pollutants will make one secondary pollutant. Right? So read more about VOCs, read more about aerosols, because I have seen questions being asked from aerosols and from VOCs. Also particulate matter is itself a PYQ. They ask the difference between the your particulate matter 10 and particulate matter 2.5, right? So all of these things were important, hence we discussed it in the class today, and I hope you understood the questions, and by this way you have understood, I think, that pollution becomes important because you see questions like this and these are in-depth questions. So my advice to you is study more and focus more on this type of topics because you find in-depth questions from them. Also keep on studying, keep on smiling. Don't forget that the paper is just around the corner. So thank you so much for attending the class, and stay tuned and keep on looking at the videos and studying. Thank you so much.